Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailee. In today's video I thought I would give you guys some tips for your first public access outing. I know how nerve-wracking it is to start public access training, and I want to give you some tips. I want this video to be really helpful, so if you have any tips for anyone starting their public access training journey, leave them down below in the comments. I really just want this video to be helpful, so let's help each other out. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below so you can join our Paws of Purpose fam. I make a lot of dog mom, service dog, really just dog related content here on this channel, so you should stick around if you're interested in that. And without further ado, let's get into the tips. So my number one tip for anyone starting public access training is to please start at pet friendly stores. Your service dog in training, your puppy, is just not ready to just start at non-pet friendly stores. Pet friendly stores offer so much grace. Like, if your dog is not perfect, it is okay. They are used to untrained pets in those stores, so please start at pet friendly stores. It is a great starter place, and if you're nervous, like, going into a non-pet friendly store just really adds onto the nerves. But going into a store where you know if your service dog in training is not perfect, it definitely lowers those nerves that they are used to pets and just dogs not being perfect. So please start at a pet friendly store. I also have a full video on the public access training guide, like where to start and kind of like going up in the levels of being more challenging to your service dog. I have a whole video detailing that out, so I will link it up in the cards for you if you are interested in watching that. But yeah, please start at a pet friendly store. And then going on to my second tip, it is to go at slow times, especially when you are first starting out. It is better to go at slow times an hour before closing. If like during the day the store usually has a lull time, like I would go there, not when it's super busy. One, you don't know how your dog is going to react in this setting, so it is better to go at a less chaotic time and start training there, and then start slowly as you do more public access outings to go at more busier times where there's more people, more distractions. And the second thing is that you don't know how other people are going to react to your service dog in training, and it is really annoying when you are trying to focus on your dog, you're trying to train your dog, and then other people keep interacting, and it's probably well intentioned, like, oh, your puppy's so cute, can I pet him, stuff like that, but you are trying to get a job done here. You are trying to train, and it's just not beneficial for like a lot of people to keep coming up to you. So that one's kind of twofold, but yeah, go at a slow time. My next tip for you is to bring lots and lots of rewards. So I'm gonna be talking about treats in this one. That's just because that's what I reward my service dog in training with. I know there's other kinds of rewards, but yeah, bring lots and lots of treats, more than you'll think you'll need. And that is because we want to make this a positive experience, and we want to reward, at least for me, this is my like personal thinking going into it, is that I would reward like every little thing they do right, just because this is a new environment. It's exciting. We wanted to end on a good note. So personally for me, I will reward for anything, like if there's a loud sound in the store and my service dog in training doesn't react, or he just looks at me, I'll reward that. Like, I will reward every little thing starting out, just to keep it a positive experience and to let them know that they are doing right, reacting right. So yeah, I always like to bring more treats than I will think I will need, because I always run out and I'm not done with the training session and we have to leave because I have nothing to reward with. So yeah, just starting out, bring lots more than you need. And then also too, going into my next tip, kind of related, but bring different kinds of rewards. So for example, Maverick, my service dog in training, he is highly food motivated, and I am still using kibble because he will do anything for it. So I am saving those like really high value treats for like bigger training or more difficult training sessions. But yeah, bring different kinds of variety when you're starting out. Again, you don't know how your dog is going to react in that situation, and if they're in a store that's very stimulating and all you have is kibble on on you and they're not being receptive to that, as in like that's not a high enough reward for them, then I would have on hand higher value treats. That way you can see too what kind of level you are working with your service dog in training. And yeah, it's just always good to be over prepared than not. But yeah, you don't know how your service dog is going to react, and you may need to pull out those high value treats to start out with, and then you can lower them back down. But yeah, bring it different kinds of value treats. All right, this next one I've definitely talked on my channel before, and that is to be hands-free. The more hands-free the better. Again, this is just a personal preference, but again, with the nerves, just starting out public access training, I like to be as hands-free as possible. Hands-free leash, I will have a hands-free treat pouch on me. The less I'm holding, the better, because I am nervous going into the store and I'm really trying to focus on my dog, and I want to have just the most impactful training session at the store as possible. So I don't want to be like fumbling with the leash and not marking things correctly. And again, that's just a personal preference. I just really like to be as hands-free as possible. That way I'm not juggling different leashes or treat pouch in my purse, things like that. So I like to be as hands-free as possible, so definitely consider that going into your first public access training sessions. Alright, so my next tip is a big one, and that is to only stay 5 to 10 minutes in the store. Again, this is just your first time, just starting out. You will up the length, you know, the more outings you do, the more training sessions you do, but to start out, only stay 5 to 10 minutes. Do not expect to be in the store for 30 minutes. That is just way too long. Really, you're just there to get your dog's initial reaction, kind of give a baseline for what you're going to work on for in these public access training sessions. And yeah, we don't want to burn out our service dogs in training by being in a store way too long, just over their threshold. More than likely you are training a puppy, and their attention span, like at first they're gonna be like, oh, this is so much fun, but if you stay for 30 minutes they're gonna get tired of it. And we want these outings to be really fun and for them to be excited to go in there and do their commands and stuff like that. So yeah, only plan to stay 5 to 10 minutes and end on a really good note. So my next tip are for those who are not sure what to do once you made it inside the store, and like what public access training means when you're starting out. And that is just to do what your service dog in training already knows. Do not try and introduce something new command wise when you are first starting out doing public access training, and that is because you are already introducing them to something new. Being in a new environment, that is highly distracting for them, so you're just gonna fall back on what your service dog already knows. Typically what I like to do when I am starting out public access training is to, when I walk in, I will try to find a nice, like, quiet, non-busy area. And if you go at a slow time, there will be plenty of spots and opportunities to do this, but I will find a quiet aisle with no one in it and just ask my service dog in training to do things he already knows how to do. Sit, lay down. We've been working on our heel, so I will in one aisle just go around and around in a heel, paw, just like commands he already knows. We'll work on that. And then yeah, I'll kind of walk through the store a little bit, just kind of gauge his reaction and behavior and stuff like that. But yeah, do things your service dog already knows, and then once you're more comfortable, you've gotten several public access training sessions down, then you can start introducing new things. But just starting out, keep it simple. My next tip for you that I've kind of mentioned before, and that is to be observant. We're observing how our dog enters the store, how it is crossing aisles. Are they receptive to just a low value reward? Do I need to up it? How are they doing commands that they already know? How are they doing that in a quiet aisle? If there's other people, like how do they react when passing people? Just anything and everything within that 5 to 10 minute training session, you are being observant and taking notes. And that is really what these first public access training sessions are. You're seeing how your service dog reacts, and it just gives you things to work on during your public access training session. So be observant, take notes, see how they react to everything and anything in that store, and then whatever they did not so well on, that's what you're going to focus on your next trips until they've progressed or really have just grown past, no longer reactive to whatever they were focused on. Like if they were really focused on people. I know I did a public access training kind of vlog with Maverick, and there was, when we were leaving, there was person after person after person, and he just got really distracted, and it was only our second public access training outing, so I wasn't really too worried about it, but I just took note of that, and that is something that we have been working on, is to not, Maverick loves people, but when you are in your gear, we are not going up to people. You can only go up to people when you're in your gear, so stuff like that. But yeah, be observant, take notes, and that'll give you stuff to work on in your next training sessions. And my final tip that I have for you guys, and it might be the most important, is to be okay with not being perfect. There is so much pressure to be perfect for your service dog in training, to act like a fully trained service dog, and that is just not realistic. It's okay, I know it's nerve-wracking, but it is okay if you go into the store and your dog like wants to run up and say hi to someone. I mean, correct it, of course. I mean, this is completely different than like excusing bad behavior, but these first training sessions, like I said, are to see what you need to work on. And yeah, I really just wanted to put this tip in there to encourage others, and especially like if you're really nervous about how your dog will react. They are not going to be perfect, probably. That's also too, like my first tip, is why we start at pet friendly stores, because more than likely they are not going to be 100% perfect. And again, these training sessions just show you what you need to work on. Your service dog in training is not going to be perfect, but as long as you keep training and working on those things that they are not perfect at, you're gonna do just fine. I have no worries about that. And yeah, those are all my tips that I have for you guys for your first public access training outing. I hope this was helpful, kind of made you a little less nervous. And again, if you have any tips for someone who is starting their public access training journey, please leave them down below. Again, I just want this to be a very helpful video, and for the community to come together and help others that might be nervous about their first time doing a PA outing. If you have any video requests that you would like to see from me and my dogs, feel free to leave them down below. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you in our next video. Bye, friends.